Okay.
When?
Oh. Okay. Welcome to the Good Games Podcast. My name is James.
I'm Leo.
And I'm Justin.
Hey, we're all back. We're
back.
here.
Yeah.
Leo is now a dad.
Yes, I am your father, listener. If you strike
congrats,
me down.
man.
Oh,
Congrats.
thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
It's a big deal.
Yep.
Yeah. So far, I equate being a dad to basically like remember those things, the Tamagotchis. You used to have to like,
Shake
Just
'em,
keep it
feed
Yeah.
'em.
Yeah.
and there's no reciprocal love or reward. You're just taking care of this thing for fun, I guess. I'm really counting down. There's like I think a point where like a couple months in where they start to actually like recognize you and like interact with you, and like that's when I'll probably feel a little bit more rewarded. But right now it's just like, man, he's just needs hungry, pee, poop, and I don't get anything for it.
Yep. There's no reward. And you know what? The funny thing is too, everyone keeps telling you, "Oh, it gets better." It doesn't get better. It just changes.
Yeah.
It changes.
Well,
trust me.
I get that. I get what they're
interaction's
trying to
great.
say.
Getting the interactions back is great, but then
Right,
there comes a
right.
point where
It's
that
still going to be a
interaction-
time
yeah.
sink, and it's not like you're doing any less work, but it's just I just want him to at least like know who I am and be like, give me some like at least like look happy that I'm feeding you instead of. He's just like when I feed him, he's like, yeah, you better feed me, bitch. Like, like it's like, damn it, this kid has got me wrapped around his finger.
Yeah.
But it's been fun.
Yeah, being 2 years into it, and having been through what you're going through, we're in the Terrible 2 stages now, and boy, Terrible 2 does not justify it. And
They just start
I would
booty?
trade it for infancy any day right now, because my God, this kid gets
That's what I
into
hear.
everything.
That's
He's
what I hear.
grabbing everything, pulling. He's hitting my TV. It's like, oh
Yeah.
my God.
The one reward, I guess, in a sense, is that like at the end of the day, or in the middle of the morning after we've been up, without like 2 hours of sleep, it's like he falls asleep and you just get to just like examine him, and you see so much of yourself. Like I see literally like of his like face and stuff, and it's really cool. So yeah, I endorse being a dad. But I think I already endorsed that.
That's your endorsement. Okay.
No, just
There
kidding.
you go.
We're doing all out of order.
Just kidding.
So, have you had any time to play Rocket League while you're
Well,
being a new dad?
I've put a lot of hours into Rocket
Right,
League, so
right.
I think I have the requisite knowledge. Although I bet things might have changed in the last, like year or so.
I was going to say the biggest change, and this is very timely that we're doing this episode. The biggest change is that Rocket League is going to go free to play. So anyone can now play Rocket League. It'll be free to play. They're doing a bunch of
It's a good move.
yeah. I think that is a good move
Yeah.
for Rocket League, actually.
Yeah.
I think they'll have a very big audience because they've already they've already like microtransactioned the fucking shit out of that game because all of the cosmetics you can get all the paint jobs and gold animations and boost animation, just everything is a fucking. I mean, you get some of that shit for free, but like if you care about having like cool shit, there is an entire fucking crazy ass store for microtransactions. So yeah, I think that's a good move for Rocket League.
Yeah.
I think that'll bring in a big new audience. So welcome, big new audience. For those who don't know, Rocket League is it's like
It's a league of rockets.
It's
That's
soccer.
League
basically
of
how it
Rockets.
sounds.
It's soccer, but with like remote control cars.
Pretty
Hold
much.
on, have you ever tried to explain this game to someone who didn't know what it was? Because it is the most hilarious shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
imagine
a low gravity
Yeah.
soccer.
Soccer on the moon with RC cars that you have a lot of trouble controlling.
So you're on the moon in a rocket car
Yeah.
and you feel like playing soccer,
Yeah.
and then you're in like a dome thing with the ceiling. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you I don't know, you blow up a lot, and you just try to hit a ball.
Yeah.
That's the only difference between soccer and this, is
It
that
really
you
it
try
sounds so
to hit a
simple.
ball.
In
you
theory,
fail.
it sounds very simple when you think about it. It's like, oh yeah, like a rocket car is playing soccer. Like, why didn't anybody think of that before? But I mean, I feel like the game was designed so exquisitely that it makes it really addicting once you start getting in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has a pretty monster learning curve, which is what I was thinking Justin was alluding to. Like, when you first start out, you're like, oh, I can't even fucking hit the ball.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
So there's like this whole learning journey you go on in Rocket League. Like, you have to learn like how to hit the ball.
Right.
Like, you're like, oh, I have to like steer my car into. Then there's this whole thing where you learn about like ball control, how to control the ball, how to get the ball to go where you want,
How to use
and then
boosting.
like. Contact with the ball, and then like the intermediate level, you're like, oh, a lot of this game is just being in the correct position at the correct time to hit the ball,
which is soccer.
Yeah, it is soccer, exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you learn like where you want to be on the field,
Right.
especially in relation to your teammates, because
Right.
I mean,
Field
at
control.
a higher level, you want to like constantly be transitioning between like, okay, I'm lining up for a shot. Okay, I took the shot. Now I need to transition back to defense. Okay, I'm on defense. Now I need to transition to lining up for a shot. Okay, I took the shot. Now I'm transitioning. And like you and your partners are just constantly doing this dance of like transitioning between states. And I guess that's like the intermediate level where you like learn the rocket jump.
Yeah.
Because you also, you know, Rocket League, you have the RC car, but also you can drive around on the field and collect these like little fuel pickups, and you can like jump in the air and boost your car towards the ball, which is as hard to control as you could imagine.
Yeah. Yeah. Once you're in the air, I mean, like you have the boost available on the ground, and so
Right.
the beginner mode of boost is just like get to the ball as fast as I can, and like whack it, and then you feel so cool when you get a goal. But really, you want to use that boost to get up in the air.
I was gonna say that's beginner because I still do that shit.
I know, I love it. I mean, it's still relevant, right?
Yeah.
But like that's all you know as a beginner. Then once you realize, holy shit, I can turn the car upwards and boost into the sky, and then hit aerials, and then that's when the learning really begins.
And then
a
couple
to
years
transition,
ago, they brought in items.
Oh yeah. Well, your final journey to being like an expert Rocket League player is learning how to do those rocket jumps correct, like just practicing those rocket jumps, because you can use those offense, defense. On the other hand, you can just say fuck all of that and use items.
Yeah. Which pretty much turns it into like Mario Kart-esque.
Gotcha.
Kind of game where you can grapple the ball, you can launch to the ball, you can freeze the ball, you can tornado other players, you can blow up other players, you can cause a random like overboost of players. It's
so that's the whole Smash Brothers dichotomy, right? It's like you can like reach the masses with the simple party style, and then you can get more serious for the more competitive crowd.
It just makes it chaotic, which makes it, I don't know, it kind
chaos
of makes it more
is fun.
Yeah.
Items is very chaotic. I usually with the people I play with, we often play with items. Yeah. Actually, Rocket League was just doing their like anniversary summer special. They had a bunch of like crazy modes where they had like one where it was the items, but like everyone just had spikes 100% of the time. You always had spikes. That was interesting. Then they had one where like you hit the ball and the ball would like auto the goal on an auto path. So like it became about like really practicing your like goalie defensive shots, because all you had to do was block the ball from going into your goal, and then it would immediately start auto pathing back to the other goal. So it was like a defense. Yeah, I don't know. They've added a bunch of cool modes into that game.
I was gonna bring up the other modes because like I'm not really huge in the Rocket.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Leo, you
Leo,
killed
we
the mic.
lost you.
It's
Oh, there he is.
Oh, now you're loud.
back.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Turn it down.
Okay. Now I'm loud now?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. You were peeking there.
Ooh.
Now?
Yeah,
good.
you're fine.
Good now. Yeah.
Okay. How popular are those other modes? That's what I was going to ask.
I would guess the Rumble items mode is decently popular. I don't think, because they have what else? They have like the Shatter mode. They have the Hoops mode.
Basketball mode, yeah.
Yeah, hockey. Yeah, they got the hockey mode. I would guess that maybe the Rumble mode is decently popular. I mean, obviously the standard mode's incredibly popular, but I don't know about those other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt too. Like, I'm glad that they're looking for ways to add variety and everything, which is good. But like, I just felt like their main formula is just so good that I never really. I always wondered how other people felt, but I never really felt like I wanted to do anything except for their standard mode.
Same. Like the friends I play with usually want to play with items just to like use it as a crutch substitute for the skill.
Like a fun little thing. Right?
Yeah.
It's because we all suck. Yeah.
So like I usually play with items, and then just a second ago, just to prepare for the podcast, I was like, oh, let me just play some standard real quick. That was like the best Rocket League I've ever played in my entire life. I felt like I could put that fucking ball anywhere I wanted. Like I had like 5 goals, 2 assists. Like,
well, if you're trying to play like in any kind of seriousness with all those items and everything, it's probably like training with like ankle weights on or something, and then you're taking them off for standard mode and jumping through the ceiling.
Yeah, I don't know if because like my ranking is probably like way out of date now, so like I've probably skill wise I'm like way better than because I've like leveled up with items, and then I went back to the normal mode, which I'm pretty sure is a separate ranking from the items mode. So it was like, oh, let me put you with babies, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna kick the shit out of these babies.
Jesus.
Yeah, say that to a new dad right there. There you go.
Kick the shit out of these babies.
That's what I do.
Kick the babies.
Yeah,
that would be interesting when it goes free to play. Is the mass amount of players if it's gonna start? I mean, it's gonna bring in a lot of, noobs to it. So, I'd be curious to see how all that goes. There's gonna be a lot of it's gonna create a pretty huge. I feel like it's gonna create a huge audience, and it's gonna be pretty.
Yeah.
I feel like their servers are gonna go crazy, but let's see what happens.
I don't know. My thing is like I do like that they're going free. I think that makes sense for their whole kind of model. But I feel like I don't know, like it's not a big barrier to entry right now. How much does Rocket League cost?
It's $20, I think, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I feel like everyone I've talked, even people that didn't really play games, played Rocket League. Like I feel like everyone I know has played it. But yeah, maybe when it goes free, it just brings that many people back who wanted to try it or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So Rocket League was bought out by Epic Games.
Epic.
Yeah, Epic.
Hey, they're right next door.
What?
They're about an hour away. Epic Games.
Oh, from where you live?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Look at you.
Raleigh, North Carolina. Yep.
There you go. You're like got direct access to that server. You're gonna get that quality Rocket League.
It's gonna waltz in. I need my administrator login credentials.
Yeah, there you
go. But yeah, that was the other thing. As part of they're going free to play. I think they're going to be like Epic Store exclusive now, on the PC at least.
Gotcha.
But I don't know. They got all the crossplay stuff now. Actually, most of my play I do on Switch now.
Yeah.
The Switch versions.
I mostly played it on PS4. I mean, it feels like it's like a console game to me, or at least that's how it felt. But I guess these days, all those platforms kind of blend together.
Yeah, I mean, it's got full crossplay. I usually play with a controller when I play on PC anyway. So
let's hold on. Now that you mentioned crossplay, let's talk about crossplay for a second.
Let's talk about crossplay.
I felt for the last 20 years or so that crossplay should have been more of a thing. Like I always wanted. I hated how much everything was like specifically platform dependent. How come do you guys think it's taken this long now where now we're in 2020, we're seeing several releases that are kind of more prominent because of their crossplay. I guess maybe a little bit before 2020, but like in recent years with Rocket League, some of the battle royales like Call of Duty, I think is really big on because it's cross-platform. Like, why is it just now that we're getting to this? Like, shouldn't this have been a thing for much more a thing?
I'm guessing it probably has to do a lot with like not necessarily the technology, but the bureaucracy of dealing with the like platform holders like Sony and Microsoft. Because I know Sony is like notoriously anti-crossplay. Like, we don't want any Sony playing with Microsoft. Like, if you're on PlayStation, you're on PlayStation, and that's it. And you're not playing with anybody else.
Yeah.
I think
political.
I don't know. I think they don't want their service being. Or even the PC, where generally there's not a subscription fee to play online or something. Maybe it has to do something with that, and they can't justify, well, oh, you have to pay $10 to play on PlayStation, but it's free on PC. I don't know. I'm guessing it has to do with bureaucracy.
Yeah. Maybe that would make the most sense. Because technically speaking,
I was gonna say, like, also we're at the point where like consoles are pretty much PCs at this point.
Yeah,
they're literally just motherboards with like a really nice video card in them.
Yeah, and some software that is very specific.
Yeah, so it's like at this point, like what difference is there in the game other than changing the controller mapping? I mean, I'm sure it's a lot more complicated than that. So I apologize to anybody who might berate me for that. But still, it's like for a game like Rocket League, it's like what else do you have to do to make it compatible to all these consoles other than like, I mean, change a little bit of the programming to make it compatible with whatever operating system is on the console,
right?
But and then just remap the keys and voila, there's a game. So it's like what's the difference? It's just a bunch of computers there's a bunch of computers hooked up. Like that's what it's become.
I mean, I'm glad things are going more that way. I always felt like it should have been more of a thing, more But you're right, James. I'm sure a lot of it has to do with it's money, right? Money talks, and businesses are wanting to keep their claim to things. I don't know, but at the same time, it's like it's a lot of these games like Rocket League or Call of Duty. It's like they exist on all of the platforms, So like Justin's saying, like why wouldn't they just all connect to the same servers? Like, Anyway, that's just a side note, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. What else is there to say about Rocket League? It's really good, and when it goes free to play, you have no excuse not to go check it out.
So when is it going free to play?
This summer, so very soon. I would guess it is imminently going free to play, but I don't think they've nailed down a date yet. They just said
tonight. We don't know.
Ooh.
I don't know. My question is like for the people who have paid for the game, like do we get any like cool bonuses or anything? Like do we get a bunch of the
things? Those,
Now do I finally get money to go spend in the cosmetics store? Like can I buy some cool shit now?
Yeah, can we get like a credit at least?
Yeah.
Have they updated? So I mean, like I came into Rocket League pretty early.
Same.
I played it like a little bit here and there, but have they added a lot to like cosmetics, like more vehicles and stuff?
Oh, it's off the fucking chain now. Everyone's got their own vehicles. Everyone's got their own animations. Everyone's got it's fucking crazy. And there's like branded shit now. So there's like there's like Ghostbusters. There's WWE, there's Ghostbusters, there's Batman, there's Rick and Morty, there's it's fucking crazy.
Okay,
I'm sure it's like whatever they can cheaply get their hands on licensing wise, they
Sure.
Yep. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. But it's fun.
It is very fun.
It's a fun game.
It is a fun game. It's a great game to introduce people to gaming. Yeah. I found that people who, like I said, who don't really play games enjoy just driving, even if they can't hit the ball. They're like, oh, cool, I'm driving a rocket car.
There's a lot of people out there who will be like, oh, the only thing I ever played was Mario Kart. We'd be like, well, I got a game for you.
Perfect.
It's Mario Kart, but with soccer.
Yeah.
There's a good description there. It's Mario Kart with soccer. There you go.
Sure. Yeah. With rockets, too.
And rockets. You get that's like the mushroom boosts. That's the
right. Unlimited mushroom boosts, and you can ride on walls. But I guess that's the marker.
All right.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's a good game.
Rocket League. This podcast is made possible by our patrons on Patreon. You right now. Yeah, that's right. You motherfucker. Motherfucker. You.
We're so mean to our listeners.
I don't know why I mean. We love you, listeners. All 5 of you. You can help support this podcast by going to patreon.com/goodgamescast. You can also email us at goodgamescast@gmail.com. Our top 5 today kind of ties in with the Rocket League. It's our top 5 esports. Rocket League has a very healthy esports scene where the game looks completely fucking different at a very high level. It's just everyone's just flying around in the sky, and it looks fucking insane.
I'd love to see someone who's much smarter than me in the field of psychology or something do a thesis or something on how gaming changes when it goes from like your casual, even your competitive people who are just your average folks, and then as you get to like that top 5%, 2% of players, it's like it's always, no matter what the game is, any game that has an esports scene, it's a totally different ball game.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're right. That happens with any game, but I think it's the most noticeable with Rocket League. Like,
that's probably
the entire game just takes place in the sky. Like nobody's. Yeah. The only time you go on the ground is to pick up boost, and then you're just right back in the sky again.
That's true.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What
are you guys' favorites esports?
Favorite esports. So, I felt like I definitely have to throw in. I have a couple here that I feel pretty strongly about.
Okay,
we're doing a combined list, right?
Yeah.
Number 1, Deadliest Warriors 2. I mean, the game. All right, just kidding.
I would watch that though. No joke.
How good would that be?
I would watch it.
Be so good.
That'd be dumb, and I would watch it.
League of Legends for me. That's probably the game I have been the most competitively involved with. That and StarCraft 2 is like in a similar vein, right? They're both sort of real-time strategy style cameras and everything, but very different gameplays. So
yeah, that was one of mine. Was StarCraft 2.
StarCraft 2. Yeah. I mean, and StarCraft 2 is both of those games to me, I've heard tales of, especially in other countries, where people have like full ride scholarships to universities to be on the League of Legends team or the StarCraft like competitive team or whatever. Like, it's insane how much other cultures dig into each of those 2 games. Not so much in the U.S. I mean, League of Legends is pretty big, but like, I don't know that we're at that level. We're not at like a Korea level of esports yet. Or anything that I know of, but pretty impressive.
All right, yeah, those are good ones.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna say it. It's on my list, but we'll let you say it.
Smash. Now, do I have to make a distinction between Ultimate or Melee?
Well, I had the same problem. I put Smash Brothers because I don't know. Like, I feel like Melee to me was like had the biggest esports like story and like hype. Yeah, I don't know.
Melee is what it grew off of.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. I don't know. I
would say in general. I mean, it's mostly. I mean, I know they're different in their own ways, but it's pretty much
it's
the same
series,
game.
Right? It's a series. So like,
I
would say
same concept.
The Smash Brothers series,
because technically StarCraft series is almost the same thing too. It's with slight
That's true.
like enhancements.
All
if you go to the old StarCraft to the new one, it's the same
real-time
strategy stuff.
Yeah, I prefer to spectate Melee. I love watching Melee, but if I'm playing, I like to play Ultimate. But I don't know. I love them both.
Yeah. And then the only other one I was going to throw in there is kind of obviously like a classic esports game is Counter-Strike. But I would say that, especially now with the oncoming with the release of Valorant by Riot Games, who made League of Legends. Valorant is almost like an exact copy of Counter-Strike, but with the added like character sets and like abilities kind of playing along to the League of Legends theme. I mean I'm probably speaking incorrectly here, but I would say that it's just like Counter-Strike except better, like with pluses. So I feel like I should just say Valorant instead of Counter-Strike, but I'm sure there's people who would disagree and say Counter-Strike should be its own esports game for this list.
All right. Any other esports?
It's so hard to comment on these. I would definitely put in Street Fighter, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Street Fighter was
love some Street Fighter. Now, do you have a preference on Street Fighter version?
See, no, I'm still in the same vein. Like, kind of like that. Just Street Fighter in general.
Yeah, I mean, like, I could pretty much put it at what is it, Street Fighter 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's been pretty big on the esports.
They have been,
viewing.
yeah.
So
the thing is, there's always going to be like with Counter-Strike, we're on the 4th or 5th generation of Counter-Strike, for example, or Street Fighter. You have all these sequels. There's always going to be people who are going back and playing Counter-Strike 1.6 and Street Fighter 2. There's like a small elite group of esports pros, right?
Yeah.
People that still play Melee.
People still play Smash on N64.
Oh yeah.
Competitively.
Yeah.
Any others for you, James?
No, not really. I mean, the big nobody threw out Rocket League either.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
Rocket League. I feel like I feel like that's a definite on the list.
Well,
yeah.
As much as we've talked good about Rocket League and how we did, like James said, it has a healthy esports scene, and that's kind of why we bundled this top 5 with it. I don't know. I'm not. I know a lot of other people. Like, I know it's a big deal for a lot of people, but like, I'm not. It's not in my personal top list.
Kind of the same for me. Like, I've spectated like top level games, and I'm just like, wow, that's very impressive. But it's hard to engage with it any deeper than that because, like with fighting games, you can like break down the strategy. Look at the the strategy they're using to beat their opponent. The crazy combo they pulled off. The whatever. I'm sure you can dig layers upon layers upon layers of strategy in a MOBA like League of Legends, but like with Rocket League, it's just like, oh, they made a great shot, like it was impressive, but like it's hard to engage with that any further than like, wow, that was cool.
Well, that's a good point too, James, that I didn't even really consider when I was thinking of my games for my list too, is what makes our top esports games. What makes them better than any other games that has an esports scene? I would suggest that I'm just having this epiphany now, that part of it is how much it can be presented to the broader audience. There's been games that have been like broadcasted on like ESPN2 or whatever. If you tune into Rocket League and you're just like some guy who doesn't play games or something, like that's a lot harder to probably like explain the nuances of what's happening. I
don't think so. I think the opposite. I think Rocket
League is
maybe not the okay. Maybe I don't know. I think Rocket League is so like understandable. Like somebody who has no idea about games, you look at that, you're like, I get it. It's soccer.
Well, understandable, yeah, but like boring. Like I mean, you're just gonna watch soccer.
Yeah.
But the difference between explaining the nuance of play and explaining soccer, like,
yeah. Try explaining like League of Legends or StarCraft.
Yeah, I've tried to watch Dota. I've tried to watch League, and I'm like, I can't. There's no way I can engage with this. There's so much front-loaded knowledge that you have to have in order to watch that game. Otherwise, it's incomprehensible.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, that's definitely something to think about, I guess, is all I'm saying. I don't know and of course, everything on my list definitely requires like some knowledge to really appreciate. So these are all my top esports games, but I don't think that your average. I don't think they would ever be the most popular esports games for that reason.
No,
kind of
I because I think the audience for those games are people who have played a lot
those
of those
games.
games
Yeah,
and are like really into it. But if we're talking about exposing that to a wider audience, like on ESPN or whatever, I don't think the casual viewer is gonna like be like, "Wow, Dota, this is awesome!" Like you're gonna be like, "What the fuck is this?" Like,
But that being said, like League of Legends, yes, they have a lot of players. Like, okay, like I don't know how many accounts, probably in the millions worldwide, right? But like they sell out like stadiums.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
for
that
sure.
can't just all be like actual players. There's no way.
Yes, it is.
There's no
I
way.
guarantee you. The percentage of people in that stadium who have played and understand League of Legends has to be like 80 to 90%.
I would argue that because it's probably mommy, daddy, can I go to the thing? And then it's just child with mom, dad. So I guarantee
Right.
at least
Or
50%
yeah.
is parents.
Or you have a situation like that where it's people who
Yes.
have been dragged unwillingly to this
Unwilling.
spectacle.
Well, and as a dad, I can say this that any good dad will dig into whatever their kid is into and begin to understand it. Case in point, I used to tutor the CEO of my company. He had a son, and I would tutor him on some programming and stuff he's in high school. And then he started telling me about like games he played and stuff. And like 1 week, I couldn't tutor him because him and his dad went to it might have been Rocket League actually.
Oh really?
Like an
Okay.
esports thing. And his dad does not play any games. But when they're there, he had to like learn all about what's happening, which teams are doing what, like, all those little nuances. Of course, like you said, with Rocket League, it's probably easier to get into. And that's kind of my point is, yeah, I wonder if, this top 5 is very personal to me, at least with my list. But like, I don't know that it'll ever be the most highly rated games in esports, like, to the wider audiences.
Sure. I mean, I approach this list of like I approach this as like what shit do I like to watch on Twitch?
Yeah.
And for me it's just all fighting games. Like I've never really
It's just Smash, Street Fighter, and Rocket.
Yeah. I mean, I've never really got I never really got into Rocket League. I've never really gotten into MOBAs. I've never really gotten into first-person shooters. Really, the only thing I like to watch is fighting games. So my top 5 would be exclusively fighting games.
I think that's normal for most people, but like I definitely have one friend who you guys know him, Matt. We've had him here for Tales of something.
Vesperia.
Tales of Despair. So Matt is the one odd person that like he will watch anything, like games he's never played or whatever. Like he'll tell me like about, oh yeah, look, they had this happen, this update was done, this patch notes. Like I'm like, do you play that? He's like, no, but it's fun or something. Like I don't know. So
that's definitely unique. Yeah,
that's not the majority, right? There's no way. Anyway,
all right, let's rank these. All right, what's number 5?
Number 5. So even though I mentioned Counter-Strike,
Uh-huh.
and I know like this is still just like our top list and everything, but it is low on my list. And the reason why is it is, like you said, very popular amongst people who've played Counter-Strike. But have you ever watched a Counter-Strike esports?
Very
thing?
few.
It is unbelievably boring to watch.
Yeah.
It is.
I can imagine there's lulls, especially in something like Counter-Strike. I bet there's lulls.
Everyone's walking,
Yeah.
and being as quiet as possible, and then just like flick shooting. I don't know. It's a little bit like watching a chess match.
It's like one of those games that's been around
which
for
I
too
do.
long.
Yeah, it's just I would put it low. I mean, it's definitely in the top for like its historic significance to me in esports, but
I'd be okay with Counter-Strike as number 5.
Yeah.
All right, number 4. I'm fine as long as a fighting game is somewhere in this top 5.
I guess my next, if Street Fighter is the other fighting game, I would.
Whoa! Do you have Street Fighter above Smash?
No, I have it below Smash.
Oh wow, we're gonna get 2 fighting games in the top 5.
I thought it was Smash, Street Fighter, Counter-Strike, League of Legends, and StarCraft 2. Is that right?
Okay, I'm fine with that. All right. So what's 4 then?
StarCraft.
I would
Street
say
Fighter? Street Fighter?
I would think Street Fighter.
Street Fighter.
All right.
Only
Okay.
because I know StarCraft, like, yeah, probably would make sense. Like in the U.S., it would probably be StarCraft next. But like when you look at it like worldwide, that game is unbelievably popular in like Korea and stuff.
Yeah, I got to think of it more internationally.
Nuts. But also from a playing perspective too. Like when I played competitively, that game, I have not played another game that gave me heart palpitations more than StarCraft Esports, like or StarCraft Pro Play or whatever.
So wait, what's 4? StarCraft or Street Fighter?
Street Fighter.
Okay.
I say Street Fighter.
All right. So then
StarCraft.
Then StarCraft at 3. Okay.
Then
this is where it gets complicated.
This is where I'm like flip a coin for League of Legends or Smash. Honestly, those are my main two. I would say it makes sense to go Smash Brothers
Then League of Legends
2 and League of Legends 1.
All right, that's fine.
Here's the only reason why I'll say this. Here's my one way I can back that up. Go on twitch.tv. Any day of the week.
Yeah. The numbers are
the number one game always.
Yeah.
League of Legends.
Yeah. The numbers for those MOBAs are ridiculous.
Yeah, I would be okay with that. Smash is a good number 2.
All right, so the top 5 esports games. Number 5, Counter-Strike. Number 4 was Street Fighter. Number 3 was StarCraft. 2.
That one game.
2 is Super Smash Brothers, and number 1 was League of Legends.
That's a strong list. I stand by that list.
Let's endorse some stuff.
Let's do it.
I have several things to endorse, but they'll be quick.
Okay. Are you endorsing being a dad?
Well, I've already endorsed that in the past.
Okay.
Yeah,
I endorsed impregnating your significant other. That's what I said.
Okay.
But that was my previous endorsement.
What? Okay.
Go refer
you
to
You did. Yeah, that was several episodes ago. I remember you endorsing impregnating people.
Yeah. Okay, real quick. I'll bundle this kind of as one. There's a series of YouTube channels that have come up just tonight, actually, that I feel like is worth mentioning to you guys and the people. Number 1, and please jot these down because I literally want you, specifically Justin and James, to watch these. There's a guy by the name of, it's like Winter Garden, but instead of garden, it's G-A, it's like German, it's like Gatten, like G-A-T-E-N.
Yeah, T-E-N, yeah.
Do you know this guy, Winter Garden? So it is the most impressive display of various skills combined, engineering, music, like woodworking, and I don't know, art into like one thing where he has this machine that he puts like marbles in and then he clicks it and it makes music. It's fucking blowing my mind. I don't understand how the guy does what he does. Okay. Then there's also a channel called Hildegard von Bangen. So there's a composer. The first female composer was Hildegard von Bringen.
It's banging now.
Hildegard von Bangen.
So the YouTube channel is Hildegard von Bangen or something, and they make covers in like the ye old medieval style of music of like contemporary songs. So like Pumped Up Kicks is like, better run faster than my bullet, right? They do that, but like in the medieval music style. It is awesome. Like they do a really good job. So that's Hildegard van Bangen or Van Bingen or something like that. That and learn Japanese with Duolingo. It's pretty cool.
Oh, nice. How's that been going?
Konnichiwa. Watashi wa Tereslio desu.
Soshite Jameso desu. Hajimemaste.
It's nice to meet you. Maybe I don't know. I haven't learned much. I've been mostly just they do like the reading and writing portion.
Dozo yoroshiku.
Oh yeah. Hi.
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 Hi, I know that one.
That's
yeah,
good. That's good.
I've been, with a lot of time now. Like I haven't been on my computer for like 3 weeks, which is very odd for me. So most of the time being just with a phone in hand and a newborn in the other, I'm like just kind of wasting time, just chilling there. So I just have whipped out Duolingo and brought up the Japanese and thought, hey, let me try to maybe just like learn a language.
You got a good start.
Yeah, I got a little bit here. Next episode, I'll be speaking in Japanese eventually.
Okay, all right. I got to pick that back up. I've dropped it off at the beginning of the year when all this madness started happening.
Well, yeah, your motivation kind of goes away when you can't travel.
Exactly.
But I think that would be good because then maybe you and I can like start practicing.
Yeah, definitely.
Doing our little conversations and the old Jap tongue.
There you go.
All right, good shit.
I guess I'll go. I'll endorse 2 things.
Okay, here we go.
First thing, I know, James, you own one. The Nest Hello doorbell.
Oh yeah, it's great.
I love that. It's great. It's a nice little doorbell. I mean, not much else. I had a Ring stick-up cam, and that thing just was not doing it. The way they like initialize video is just wrong, and it kicks in and then it turns on and then it alerts you, and it's like really delayed. So I got the Nest Hello doorbell, which when I got it, they were doing a promotion that if you sign up for a subscription, you get a free Nest Hub. So that was really nice.
They are giving those things. Google is just giving those things away now.
Yeah. So like definitely take advantage of that because it's been great.
That's because they're Skynet. They want to be in your home.
I know. And mission accomplished. I've got like 27 of them all listening to me and tracking.
You're the first one to go, James. When they go full Skynet on us, you're toast.
Yeah, I have one in every room now with that additional hub. So now I'm fully integrated as well with speakers. Second thing was something my parents got me, which was pretty cool. There is a Google Assistant for your car. It's made by Anchor, and it is very convenient. It's literally just that. It's a Google Assistant. It Bluetooths to your phone, and it uses the Home Assistant through your phone, and you can just talk to Google through that. Like, because sometimes I know you can technically do that through your phone, but it's already...
But you gotta, press the button. Or...
Yeah, but, it's already plugged in. When it starts up, if it detects your phone, it turns on. You can tell it to navigate you. It'll give you instructions through the car. You can tell it to play whatever music you want. And it even does, if notifications go off, you can just kind of tap it, and it'll read out the notification to you. And nice. It's really convenient. I mean, I had a little Bluetooth thing in there before just to play my music, but now with this, it's like I don't even have to touch it. I hop in my car, I tell it, hey, play some music, and I'm on my way.
All right, now here's the next level for that. I have something, I think it might still be here in this drawer, that I was gifted from my mother like 3 years ago, and I never installed into my vehicle. It's some sort of device. Here it is. Look at this little thing. Here's an ad. Here's an endorsement for this I've never used.
It's give us money.
You plug it into your car somehow and under the hood. It's like a device, and then it tells you on an app on your phone if you need an oil change or there's something wrong with your spark plugs or whatever, right? But the next level is can my Google Assistant talk to this, and I can be like, hey Google, how many miles until I need to get an oil change, or until I'm out of gas, if you don't have a smart enough car that tells you that, or whatever.
That's great.
Let's patent that. Trademark.
All right. Fixed, send us money.
Please.
Please. Let's see. I know what I was going to endorse. So we're in the shit times right now, and there's not a lot of...
Is that what this is going to be called, the shit times?
Yes.
The shit times.
We're just shit times.
Everything is awful right now, and there's not much to do except watch movies. So it was recently my wife's birthday, and it's the shit times, so we couldn't really hang out or have people over, so we just had watched a fuckload of movies. Mm-hmm. And we were lamenting if you I mean, everything's obviously right now terrible, but in the last 10 to 20 years, we were kind of lamenting the death of the comedy movie. Like, there hasn't in the last 10 to 20 years been like a lot of really great comedies, because you go back to the 90s, the 80s, especially in the 80s, just cranking out hit after hit after hit. Yeah, in the last 10 to 20 years, I was like, what has there been? Like, I think you could argue maybe Anchorman. You could argue like the
Hangover movies is what I was thinking.
Yeah. You could argue Hangover, Anchorman, maybe Deadpool. Right, but I would argue Deadpool is like half superhero movie. It's not.
Yeah, that's more in the Marvel.
Purely a comedy.
Yeah.
And then there was,
I was like, what?
Straddles.
And then there was like 20 Melissa McCarthy movies.
Okay, yeah, I guess, but like I don't know.
That might be is Bridesmaids one of those? I forgot who.
I haven't. I honestly I haven't seen Bridesmaids.
That's a pretty funny movie.
Oh, okay, all right, okay.
I put that on your list.
Anyway,
but you're right. There has been fewer for sure.
Yeah.
So we were talking about what was the last truly great comedy movie, and as I said, you could say maybe The Hangover, maybe Anchorman, whatever. For my money, the last truly great comedy was 1997's Austin Powers International Man of Mystery. Now, wait a minute. I know there's a lot of people out there like, oh, Austin Powers, like, yeah, baby, behave. Like,
they were kind of silly movies to me. Yeah.
You have to, because we went back and rewatched these movies, you have to divorce the idea of Austin Powers, the cultural phenomenon, from Austin Powers, the comedy movie, right? Just go back and rewatch that movie with fresh eyes, without the cultural context of what those movies became. That first movie, International Man of Mystery, is so fucking good. that movie's amazing. And specifically, I just want to call out the part where Austin Powers walks in to the Vegas casino. That entire scene, all the way to the end of the bathroom scene, is fucking comedy gold. It's so good. It's so fucking good. That movie's amazing. I am endorsing rewatching, re-examining with a fresh eye Austin Powers International Man of Mystery.
I'm gonna tag on to that for the same reasons. We are kind of in our times just watching movies, and we've started watching, and I will endorse just watching older 90s, 80s, 90s movies, just in general.
Yeah.
Right? Definitely start with Austin Powers, but keep going into, I don't know, whatever you want, any genre. We've been just like watching like old Tom Cruise movies, like Princess Bride, and like whatever.
And it's like it's funny too, because I feel like back then, especially with comedic movies, they put so much more focus like into like building this intricate like comedic thing. Like, you just look at like one of my favorites, James, Billy Madison. If you just look at the whole entirety of Billy Madison, which was like part of Adam Sandler's like his better times.
I like all the Adam Sandler movies. I'm a sucker for just stupid humor.
And that's kind of my point. Like, what is the modern equivalent of the Adam Sandler? Like, there isn't.
Like, if you think of how intricate that movie was, with him going to all the school classes and doing all these scenes with these kids, and then all the stupid adult stuff and all this it was like so.
They don't do that anymore.
Yeah, they don't put that much complication into it just to like make you laugh. I feel like sometimes I feel like a lot of it is just like, here's a situation. It's like, it's your in-laws. Ha ha ha! This is funny.
Right. All right.
Annoying.
Meet the Fockers and stuff. Like, those are classics.
Yeah.
But you know what? I really think it has to do with the times, man. Like, after 2001, like once 9/11 happened.
Okay.
Things just changed, man. People. I mean, there's still been comedy movies since then, but like, it just went downhill from there.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's actually around the same time, like, and Jim Carrey actually made the comment, was that, he didn't want to do movies anymore because he saw where the industry was going, and he saw it was a big cash grab. It was starting to go towards like a cash grabby industry, and he's like, I don't want any part of it. He's like, I don't want to do it anymore because he's like, there's no art in it anymore.
There's definitely there's eras of the medium for sure, and I think that like 80s, 90s was probably the golden era for kind of those shticky comedy flicks.
No,
I'm a sucker. we also revisited the first Ace Ventura movie, and real
Ted
quick,
wants to watch that. Yeah.
I gotta say, whatever, unpopular opinion, I don't think that movie is successful without Jim Carrey. Like, Jim Carrey makes 100% of that movie without him being fucking crazy and manic. Like,
the thing is, he did that with a lot of his movies, though.
I know. You take him out of that movie, and that movie's garbage. Like,
yeah, but you do that. But like, it's been proven with like, what was the one he did where like he was like talking to God, Bruce Almighty.
Bruce Almighty, yeah.
Right, yeah. Bruce Almighty, and you think, oh well, it's a good premise. No, they literally took him out for Evan Almighty and put in like Ed Helms or someone else instead. I forgot.
Oh, it was Steve Carell, right?
Yeah,
Steve Carell.
Yeah.
Steve Carell was next. And it wasn't as good of a movie. It's Jim Carrey, man.
Yeah.
He's the thing.
Yeah, if you rewatch Ace Ventura, it's just Jim Carrey. That's all it is. It's Jim Carrey being fucking crazy and manic.
I also used to like as a kid. I loved The Mask with Jim Carrey.
Again.
Same thing.
Yeah,
just Jim Carrey, man.
Yeah.
Might as well just put on a 2-hour Jim Carrey special.
Right.
Yeah. I still haven't watched the new Sonic the Hedgehog movie. I still want to see his.
Oh, it's
return.
good. It's good.
Yeah, I heard it was like actually pretty good.
It was better than I thought it was going to be. Like when they first captured. I did watch the Pikachu movie.
Also good. Very good.
That one I really enjoyed.
Yeah. I think Pikachu is probably a notch above Sonic. Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of how I would say it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep, but Sonic is not. They didn't shit the bed. Like, it's not a bad movie.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard it was actually a pretty good, well-made movie.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But just like on the battlefield, Pikachu will just wipe the floor with Sonic every time.
Yeah, and then you add the icing on top of Ryan Reynolds. So.
Yeah, he was very good.
That's true. It's Ryan Reynolds. He's making that whole movie.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just certain people that they just kind of steal the show. So now we are a movie critic podcast.
I mean, we could do an episode just about movies. I don't know.
Our favorite.
Why not?
Just go through different eras.
Yeah,
let's make a good movies podcast episode.
All right. Well, I think I think our next episode. I've actually tried to plan this out. I think our next episode is actually going to be. I know Leo's excited for this. Ghost of Tsushima.
So I've been playing a lot of Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah,
in the last week. So it only has been out a week, right?
Yeah.
So like the first week I had a newborn.
Mm-hmm.
Then the second week I had Ghost of Tsushima, and I pretty much ignored the newborn as much as possible. And I've been playing
perfect.
Babe, he's
and
crying.
now I am a samurai. So.
All right, so our next episode is going to be Ghost of Tsushima. Since I don't think Justin and I are going to have a ton of time to play that between now and then, we'll probably have Matt back on the show.
Yeah,
I know he's been playing it a ton, so look forward to that show. Anything else?
No.
All right, cool. That's an episode then. We did it. All right, for the Good Games Podcast, I'm James.
I'm Leo.
And I'm Justin.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Sayonara.
Ooh, there you go. Nice.
Although I think I just found out on like a thread on Duolingo, people were saying that they don't really say sayonara that often. Like it's more of like a really like last goodbye, like if you're moving away.
Right. There's different types of goodbyes because
instead they say like mate or something.
No, well, mate is like hold on a second, but
I forgot what it was.
I forgot it too. It was in my brain. The common one.
Mane?
The common one. What's that?
No, go ahead.
The common one literally translates to "I am leaving and I will be returning."
Right.
I can't remember what.
Hold on.
Holy shit!
Shit.
This is the longest goodbye ever.
Goodbye. Get the fuck out. Go. Leave.
No, I thought we were